Hello fellow investors, my name is Lawrence and thank you so much for watching my channel, a channel that talks about investing in stock market and also talks about financial independence. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing such that you don't miss other videos of this kind. Most of the people who are new in investing or who are planning to invest, one of the biggest questions that they normally ask themselves is where they can invest the money without losing out, or what kind of investment ventures they are out, or where can they put the money. So today I'm going to be discussing one of the ways how you can invest your money and you're guaranteed 100% that you not lose your money. So what is this that I'm going to discuss? Let us begin. I'm going to be discussing treasury bills or treasury bonds. I'm going to be discussing what is a treasury bill or bond, how you can invest or buy treasury bills or bonds. So number one, what is a treasury bill? In simple terms, a treasury bill is an instrument that is used by the government to borrow money from the public, and that is normally between 3 months to 1 year. So that is a short period for the treasury bill. Then, what is treasury bond? A treasury bond is an instrument that is used by the government to borrow money from the public, and the period normally is between 2 years to 15 years, or sometimes it can be 20 years. So that is the difference between a treasury bill and a treasury bond. So the more years you invest in a treasury bond, the more interest you gain. So basically, treasury bill or treasury bond is where the public loans or gives money to the government in return of interest from the government. So the best thing about investing or buying treasury bonds is that you don't lose your money. It's 100% guaranteed, because in case the government fails to pay you, it has the authority to print more money and it gives you. That is what is good about treasury bills or treasury bond. So that is simply what I mean. So actually in different countries, for example in East Africa, it has a minimum that you can start with when you want to invest or buy treasury bills or bonds. Like in Uganda, the minimum you can start with is 100,000 Uganda shillings. In TZ, the minimum you can start with 500,000. If you're in Kenya, the minimum you can start with 50,000. So that is one, maybe you can say, requirement. You need to have that kind of money if you're in East Africa. And if you're in another part of the world, you can also search and know how much minimum you need to start with if you want to buy treasury bills or treasury bond. So let us start step by step how you can start to buy, or the process you can go through to buy treasury bills or treasury bond. Number one, you need to open an account with your central bank, or you can call it CDS, which is Central Depository Settlement Account. In other countries, they call it Central Securities Depository Settlement Account, which is the same. So, for example, in East Africa, like Kenya, you can buy directly from the government. But in Uganda or TZ, you use what they call primary dealers. Mostly they are the banks that you use to buy treasury bills and bonds. So number one step, as I said, it is to open a CDS account. So that one, you are helped by the bank or any investment bank that is allowed by the central bank to deal with buying and selling of treasury bills or bonds. So there are some requirements when you're opening a treasury bill account that they will have to ask you. Number one, as a mandatory, you need to have a bank account. Second is they will ask you to photographs, your passport photographs. You will also need your identification card. It can be a passport, it can be driver's license, it can also be national identification. So it depends on what they need. So second step after registering after opening a CDS account, second one is how you would like to invest or to buy the treasury bills or bonds. As I said before, it has different periods. It has between 3 months to 1 year, or from 2 years to 15 years. So you have to select which period, how many months or how many years the bond or a bill you want to buy. So let us say you have selected which treasury bill or treasury bond you're interested in. Third process that you normally go through is to get an application form. You fill it. After filling it very well, identifying which bill or treasury bill you want to, because it also has numbers and also quotation. Anyway, the banking, your dealer or any other person who will be assisting you will give you more information and also will assist you to fill that bill or bond application form. So after completing the bill, treasury bill or treasury bond application form, the next step and the final is to submit the treasury bill or treasury bond application form. So let us say if you apply directly in central bank directly, like in Kenya, you submit to the nearest office or central bank branch, because central bank sometimes has branches or sub-regional offices in certain parts of the countries. So you can check where the nearest branch or the next regional office is. So you submit your treasury bill or bond application form. So also if you're dealing with primary dealer or the dealer who is involved in trading or selling of the treasury bills or bonds, you submit your application form to your primary dealer. Then after submitting, you will have to wait, because after submitting, the treasury bill or treasury bond has a date on when they will select. Because actually I forgot to tell you that there is two types of bonds. There is competitive bond and non-competitive bill or bond. So competitive, they are the ones where bidders will give how much interest they would wish to get from the bill or the bond. But for non-competitive, the government gives the public how much interest they are giving to the public. So if it's not non-competitive, or they have competed for the bond or the bill and the results are out of how much interest they will be giving to the public, after applying and submitting the documents for the bids, you have to wait. So the bank normally gives the dates when they will be closing the bids for application. So after submitting and that date of submitting the dates, they normally announce in the evening. Then the next day, when your bids are approved or they go through, next day you will have to pay the amount that you also bidded for, or the amount that you applied for. in the bank. That's the reason why you need to open a bank account, such that the amount will automatically be deducted from your banking account. So those are the simple steps, 4 steps of how you can open, how you can buy bonds or treasury bills from the government, and actually it is one of the safest ways of how you can make money from investing without losing money. Instead of keeping your money in the bank when they are charging you the fee, maintenance fee, it's very prudent and important to search about how you can invest in treasury bills and bonds in your country, such that your money keeps working. Because most of the time the banks, the interest they give is always above inflation rates, such that when you invest in the treasury bills or treasury bonds, you're assured the inflation will not eat into your money. So that is what I had to say today. If you have anything you want to ask, anything you want to contribute, please do not forget to put a comment below, such that other people can learn from you. If you have anything you want to add, anything you want to ask, please do not forget to comment, and also don't forget to hit the bell notification if you're interested in more contents, so that when I produce other contents you'll be able to be notified. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.